Thank you, everyone that's already joined. We're getting ourselves ready. We're setting up our live stream, and we're going to push out some links right now. We should be ready to begin this in about 3 or 4 minutes, regardless of how many people we have on site. All right, looks like our YouTube stream is live. I'm going to push that out to our families now. No, unless you are 37. No. My calendar. Okay, I pushed out the links to our families via email this morning, and I didn't do it via text message, so I just did that. So we should have more people jumping on board. I see some folks already, some of our families. I thank you for joining. Gracias a las familias que ya están aquí con nosotros. Acabo de mandar las enlaces por mensaje texto. Entonces ustedes que ya lo agarraron, están aquí porque lo agarraron por correo electrónico. Le vamos a dar un par de momentos a la gente que está en sus teléfonos y solo van a ver el video del personal que anda platicando. No vamos a ver el video de ustedes y no vamos a escuchar a ustedes hasta que tengan una pregunta y les vamos a poder activar sus micrófonos si tienen preguntas. Pero también pueden ver abajo que hay un lugar que dice Q y A. Allí pueden meter preguntas y las vamos a contestar antes de que acabe la junta. Vamos a platicar primeramente y después vamos a contestar preguntas porque ojalá podamos contestar algunas de las preguntas antes de que se acabe la junta. Those of you that have joined us already, many of you probably joined us already through a link from an email, and those of you that got it via text message are barely just getting on board. Thank you for joining. We're going to go over all sorts of updates today and then leave time for questions at the end. You do not have to wait, though, to ask a question. Your question might not get answered immediately, but if at the bottom of your screen you see a Q&A, that's the place to put a question in. And we hope that we might even answer it along the way before we get to the Q&A portion. But if you put a question there, we will make sure that we get to it by the end of the meeting. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. We won't be able to see your video, but we will be able to hear you if we need to unmute you. So please bear with us as we figure out how to do a virtual town hall for the first time. Let me share my screen with you. There we go. You should be able to see my screen now. Let me make sure that I can also see. Let me get my video ready to go, folks. Are we live? We are live. Trying to multitask here, folks. Thank you so much. If one of my other hosts can ensure that we're monitoring the Q&A chat box and all that good stuff, we will begin. Ya vamos a empezar. Les agradezco su tiempo. Welcome to the first ever virtual town hall. We're going to hopefully have more of these and hopefully get better at the technology. And hopefully our hair is not too crazy out of control. This might be the only one I do without a hat because not being able to get a haircut in distance learning time is real tough for folks like myself that care a lot about that. Gracias a la primer junta virtual por por internet. Les agradezco que han llegado con nosotros y han tenido paciencia. Hemos tratado de comunicarnos con ustedes demasiados y ojalá no se cansen de nosotros, pero ya para el futuro esperamos que vamos a tener más capacidad técnica y va a ser todo mucho más rápido. Les quiero platicar un poco al lado de los objetivos. Queremos actualizar las familias al lado de lo que hemos hecho, qué andamos haciendo en este momento y qué viene en el futuro. Queremos asegurarles que les demos educación al lado de cómo se ve el modelo de escuela virtual, porque es bien diferente, como ya saben. Queremos reconectar, reunir o enseñarles a la gente personal que está aquí para apoyarlos a ustedes y les queremos mandar la información y los correos electrónicos para todo eso. Y el señor delegado nos va a dar unos consejos para todos, incluyendo las familias, para apoyarnos y la salud mental durante este tiempo, porque es bien difícil y hay mucha ansiedad y estrés. Y también vamos a dar espacio para preguntas. Our questions, our objectives today are to update families on what we have done already. We've tried to update you via Eagle Bulletin, text message, videos, but we want to show you and just kind of do a brief overview. What is happening now? What comes next? We want to review the virtual school model because it is very different than what it was in person. And then we want you to meet or reconnect with all staff that is here to support you, and you can learn how to contact them. We want to also learn some mental health tips from Mr. Delgado, and then we'll provide space for questions. For those of you that don't already know, I am Mr. Trejo. I am the principal of ECMS Gardena. I've been the principal for many, many weeks. I've been here since January, and I can tell you that jumping in with the distance learning thing has really made me be proud to be a part of this community, and I feel very privileged. Our staff has really, really stepped it up. We've come together, and the cohesiveness and the togetherness and the positivity that we feel as a staff is probably stronger than it was pre-distance learning. And it's one of those things that you'll hear about communities and families, that shared experience, whether it's traumatic or positive, if you go through it together, then you grow together. And we've definitely been doing that. Mi nombre es David Trejo, soy el director de ECMS Gardena. He sido el director por mucho, mucho tiempo, por semanas, pues ya por un par de meses. Pero les quiero agradecer el privilegio de ser el director y el líder de esta comunidad. Les quiero comunicar que este equipo personal ha trabajado en conjunto durante este tiempo de mucho estrés y tenemos un equipo muy fuerte con tanta positividad y andamos trabajando en conjunto. Nos andamos apoyando uno a otro y ha sido una cosa, una belleza para verlo. Son tiempos de estrés, pero esta comunidad ha llegado a unirse y nos ha dado mucho gusto eso. Les quiero enseñar, platicando al lado del personal, les quiero presumir un poco. Cada semana andamos dando 900 comidas a las familias, 900 cada semana. Hemos repartido más de 200 computadoras para apoyar a las familias y hemos dado docenas de puntos de acceso para los que no tienen internet en casa. Hemos apoyado a los que han tratado de agregar internet en casa con Charter Spectrum, con los programas gratis. Hemos mandado videos de YouTube y adoptamos comunicación de una plataforma que se llama Talking Points para poder mandarles mensajes textos y que ustedes nos manden a nosotros. Todo eso, lo que se ve ahí, debería de haber tomado meses y meses de planear. Lo hicimos en días y no fue perfecto, pero les quiero agradecer a mi equipo públicamente que hemos podido hacer eso. I just want to brag a little bit before we move forward. Our staff is freaking amazing. 900 meals served on a weekly basis, 200 laptops distributed, dozens of hotspots, YouTube videos, talking points communication, adopting a two-way texting platform that is automatically translated with all the right numbers and the right languages. All those things you see there should have taken weeks or months to plan, and we did it in a matter of days. Like, kudos to our team. It wasn't perfect, but these things normally take months of planning. Our teaching staff, they're teaching from home, everyone. Like, that's amazing. Like, they are teaching from home. They're juggling babies. They're juggling working partners. They're juggling so much, and they have roommates that are working. and they have not stopped being such a positive force with your children in mind. As we think about things and we make decisions, it always goes back when teachers are asking questions or making suggestions, what is in the best interest of students? They've completely transformed how they do their job. Virtual teaching is a different job than in-person teaching, and they've figured out how to do it in a matter of days, a matter of weeks. They continue to collaborate with each other. They continue to reflect, and they're staying positive with each other. Um, and any shifts we've made to the student schedule, we want you to know, have primarily been to support our staff as human beings. We want them to survive, and we want them to come back next year. And so if we have a teacher who is a new parent or is taking care of a sick grandparent, there may be shifts in schedule, but know that we don't have the luxury of daycare. We don't have the luxury of a nursing home. Our folks are handling so much, and we are looking to reduce shifts, but any shifts we make have been made to support them as human beings. When Dr. RH talks a little later about the Monday schedule, that shift was made to support teachers because we had too many teachers staying up until 11, 12, or 1 a.m. in the morning, planning for the next day, and not being able to even do their own grocery shopping. Like we want you to know that it's been a shift. Los maestros han sido una maravilla. Andan dando clase desde su casa. Hace 3 meses nunca nos pudiéramos imaginado eso. Si hubiéramos leído eso, o lo hubiéramos visto en una película, hemos dicho, eso es falso. Pero se han quedado positivos. Andan colaborando, andan trabajando para sus niños, para sus estudiantes. Cuando hacemos decisiones grandes, ellos siempre andan diciendo, ¿cómo le va a afectar esto a los alumnos? ¿Cómo le va a afectar esto a los alumnos? Y quieren ser influencia positiva para sus alumnos y han apoyado uno a otro en manera maravillosa. No ha sido todo perfecto, pero ahí andamos aprendiendo. Han tenido que aprender cómo ser maestros por computadora, que es un proceso bien diferente. En persona, un maestro puede caminar en un salón y en caminar 30 segundos, un maestro con experiencia ya puede ver cuál 12 alumnos aprendieron, cuál 8 ocupan más apoyo y pueden ajustar en el momento. Virtualmente se toma mucho más tiempo, pero lo han hecho, y si han visto cambios en el horario de sus hijos, han sido basados a asegurarnos que no andamos trabajando los maestros como burros que se van a quebrar, porque había muchos maestros que andaban trabajando hasta la 1 de la mañana haciendo planes y no tenían tiempo para sus propias familias. Entonces les quiero asegurar que no vamos a hacer demasiados planes, cambios a los horarios, pero si hacemos ajustes, es en el interés de la vida y la salud mental de nuestros maestros. The other thing that I said in Spanish that I didn't say in English is that for a teacher with experience, they can walk around a classroom for 30 seconds and see which 12 students understand the concept, which 8 students are struggling, and they can make that adjustment in real time. Virtually, that takes so much more time because they have to look at different screens and they have to do so much more that we have to make sure that we're building in time for them to be able to do their job, because virtually it's a different time constraint. We've gone into 3 phases. The first phase was the shortest one that we wish we had more time, in which we started seeing the news about everything coming down the pipeline of COVID-19. And we started sanitizing everything. Students walked by and we were like spraying sanitizer behind them. Imani or Ms. Isabel, can you close my door because I can hear your office? And then we started getting teachers ready to prep students. And so teachers that were not using technology tried using technology in the last few days, getting them set up on Google Classroom. And then we did 3 weeks of instruction before spring break. A lot of other schools in the state and the country did not do that. A lot of other schools in the state and the country just gave students time off during that time, and teachers had time to figure it out and put it together. And we didn't do that. And there's like benefits and cost to that. I do believe that we are doing it better than a lot of other schools, even the ones that had more time to plan. But we started with less is more, trying to ensure that we weren't overwhelming your students, we weren't overwhelming our teachers, and just trying to figure out this new model, taking it like it was the beginning of the year. And we focused mainly on ensuring that we were supporting the families that need it with meals, computers, and internet. We were trying to ensure that all our main goal was removing obstacles to this new school model. And then post spring break, we are in week 2 post spring break. And now we're just kind of reviewing with each other what is working, what is not. We're now adding elective classes, the specialty classes, because based on the feedback that we got from you and from your students, they wanted their elective teachers back. They wanted more fun activities. They wanted more social mindsets. And we've shifted from just talking about how hard this is for everyone to an opportunity mindset. What opportunities do we have here to show our community that nothing will stop us from working our booties off to provide the best possible education you have? What opportunities do we have to show you that even if we can only be here physically twice a week, we're still going to provide food and we're still going to remove obstacles to learning and hook you up with computers and whatever it is that you need and mental support. Nothing's going to stop us. What opportunities are there for families, for parents to show their students that no matter how difficult it is, they're going to support them in their learning? And what opportunities are there for students to realize that it doesn't matter how it happens, I am in control of my own education? So that's what we've shifted to now, instead of just talking about how hard it is. It hasn't shifted the difficulty, but there is always an opportunity if we focus on it that way. And andamos moviendo por 3 fases. Primeramente fue preparar, y esa fue la fase más corta cuando andábamos viendo las noticias que quizás iban a abrir las escuelas. Ya empezamos a planear cómo íbamos a poder mandar computadoras a casa, ordenar puntos de acceso de internet, porque si las escuelas tratan de ordenarlos en este momento, duran meses en llegar. Nosotros los ordenamos con tiempo porque andábamos planeando por esta situación y andábamos infectando todo. Ya que empezó la distancia de aprendizaje, tuvimos 3 semanas antes de las vacaciones de primavera y lo tratamos como el principio del año, tomando todo paso por paso, no tratando de hacer todo de inmediato porque sería bien difícil para ustedes y sería bien difícil para los alumnos y para los maestros. Empezamos con menos es más para enfocarnos y agarrarnos acostumbrados a las rutinas de cómo es este nuevo sistema de aprendizaje. Ya después de las vacaciones de primavera, ahora sí los maestros y nosotros andamos revisando qué andamos haciendo en los diferentes grados, qué está funcionando, qué no está funcionando, y vamos a tratar de mejorar el sistema moviendo adelante. Y ya hemos agregado las clases electivas. En las encuestas vimos que los padres y los alumnos han dicho queremos más oportunidades que no son académicas para poder platicar uno con otro, apoyarnos y ver los maestros que tuvimos relaciones fuertes con. Y hemos cambiado la mentalidad del personal y liderazgo acá a mentalidad de oportunidad. Primeramente, la mentalidad solo fue mentalidad de apoyo y de comunicar qué difícil es esto. Ahora andamos viendo qué son las oportunidades. Tenemos oportunidad de enseñarle a la comunidad que esta escuela no para aunque el mundo pare. Vamos a enseñarles y vamos a tener la espalda de las familias y los alumnos. Tenemos oportunidad para los maestros aprender cosas nuevas y enseñarles a sus alumnos que los quieren como ser humanos y que van a seguir dándoles oportunidades de alta calidad que valgan la pena. Para los padres, tenemos oportunidad para enseñarles a nuestros hijos que nada para la educación, que nada para ese apoyo. Y para los alumnos, tienen oportunidad para aprender que ellos están en control de su educación, que no hay ningún obstáculo, no le pueden echar la culpa al compañero que anda platicando o molestando. Ellos están en control de su educación. Y últimamente, antes de que le muevo al resto de mi equipo, vamos a platicar de lo que viene en adelante. Vamos a tener comunicación bien pronto al lado de las calificaciones. Vamos a tener calificaciones alternativas para este cuarto porque nos queremos asegurar que no andamos castigando a los alumnos por tener dificultad en aprender en un sistema nuevo. Entonces vamos a tener un modelo diferente y se lo vamos a comunicar la próxima semana por mensaje texto, por página y por video. Y les quiero asegurar que no vamos a permitir que los alumnos andan reprobando clases porque esto fue difícil para ustedes o para ellos. Eso no quiere indicar que vamos a bajar las expectativas de los alumnos o que los alumnos no deben de seguir llegando a aprender, porque al fin del día, si las calificaciones fueran ilegales, aprendizaje de todas maneras podría tomar lugar. Vamos a tener conferencias de padres el 4 de mayo y el quinto. El cuarto va a ser en la tarde, el quinto durante el día. Todo va a ser virtual. Ojalá que hagan tiempo para eso. Las conferencias de padres son bien importantes para aprender cómo apoyar sus hijos y aprender qué andan haciendo, que ya es una maravilla que vamos a poder agradecer, porque es difícil este trabajo, ser padre en casa y padre en casa con alumno virtual, y les queremos apoyar a ustedes. Y el sitio de web está nuevo, pero ya para la próxima semana va a tener un lugar donde uno puede hacer clic y va a poder ver todos los horarios de todos los grados. Y va a poder decir, yo soy un alumno de grado 6 o un padre de un alumno de grado 6, y va a tener todos los enlaces para poder apoyar sus hijos en una página. Eso va a estar listo para la próxima semana. What comes next? Grades. For quarter 4, we are going to have an alternative grading model that will not punish students for having trouble learning in distance learning. Students will still get feedback of how they're doing and what they're learning. We're still going to track that. But in terms of their final report cards, we're not going to punish them for having trouble learning on this virtual distance model. That doesn't mean that students need to stop trying less, or that we're going to stop giving them quality education opportunities, or that you need to relax with your student and say, no, you don't need to work as hard. No, we want them to continue working hard, and we want them to ensure that learning is the most important thing. It's an opportunity for families and students and staff to realize that learning can happen regardless of whether or not grades happened. If something happened overnight and grades became illegal overnight, learning would still happen. More communication on that will come out next week to students as soon as we finalize it and get it board approved. And it'll go out to students and families written in a written form, translated, and we'll also send out videos to help you understand that. Parent conferences are coming May 4th and 5th. I see some chats coming up. I'm going to answer all questions at the end after all the folks have had a chance to speak. So please don't feel that we're ignoring you. Si andan poniendo preguntas, no los vamos a ignorar, sí las vamos a contestar al fin de la junta. And then we have parent conferences May 4th and 5th. Look out for communications coming out next week to schedule that. Please make time to be present, especially if you're working really hard at home. It's really good to know what you're doing right in terms of supporting your child, and what small shifts you can make to better support. Our website already has a new look, but it will have a distance learning landing page starting next week where you can say, I'm a 7th grade parent, click on it, click on 7th grade, and you'll be able to see all the appropriate schedules that you need to see and have all the links to better support your child. We've heard that from you, and we're going to make that happen by the end of next week. This video is being recorded, live streamed to YouTube. It'll stay up on YouTube afterwards if you need to visit it afterwards. I am going to shift over and pass over to Miss Isabel. Miss Isabel, if you could unmute yourself and begin talking about our office, it would be wonderful. Thank you so much. Miss Isabel, are you ready?
Yeah, Mr. Trejo, I'm trying to.
You have two computers there. If you could get rid of one. If you prefer, Miss Isabel, you can come into this office and then I'll move away and you can talk.
Oh, that's fine.
Got to practice social distancing, y'all. Miss Isabel will be in here in just a minute. You ready, Miss Isabel? If not, I'm going to move on. No worries, no worries.
Good morning, everybody. Muy buenos días a todos. Soy la señora Isabel Aguirre, la gerente de la oficina de la escuela, y me da mucho gusto saludarles. I am the office manager of the school and I'm very pleased to greet you today. I'm going to be presenting to you information that is very important for you to keep in mind. In the main office, we are more than happy to be supporting the families since the beginning of this process. And we are 3 people in the main office. We'll let you know their names and what they do in the main office. Soy la administradora de la oficina, como les dije anteriormente, y en el equipo de la oficina hemos estado más que complacidos en el estar proporcionando nuestros estudiantes necesitan. Y voy a proceder a la señorita Imani Burton es nuestra coordinadora de la oficina y también cumple la función de coordinadora del servicio de alimentos. Ms. Imani Burton is the office coordinator and the food service coordinator. And also we have Veronica Hernandez. She is the office assistant and the special education clerk. La señora Verónica Hernández es nuestra asistente de la oficina y también la secretaria del Departamento de Educación Especial. Nuestros teléfonos están disponibles para ustedes. El número de teléfono es área 310-425-1605. La extensión 1605 para inglés y 1602 para español. Our office phone numbers are available for you from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our phone number is area code 310-425-1605. If you prefer to select the English option, you need to dial the extension 1605. And for the Spanish option, you dial the extension 1602. Also, for our services, what we are doing now to support the families in the main office. Lo que estamos haciendo en este momento para apoyar desde la oficina principal de la escuela. Nuestra oficina está abierta lunes y jueves de 8 de la mañana a 4 de la tarde y solo por citas. Our office is open Mondays and Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. only by appointment. Our office is closed to the public on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Nuestra oficina está cerrada al público los martes, miércoles y viernes. Pero estamos disponibles telefónicamente desde las 8 de la mañana hasta las 4 de la tarde. Our office is closed Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but we are available over the phone from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We continue distributing the food to the families, and the schedule is for breakfast 7:30 to 9, and for lunch 11:30 to 1 p.m. Continuamos distribuyendo desayunos y almuerzos. En la mañana el desayuno es de 7:30 de la mañana a 9 de la mañana y el almuerzo desde las 11:30 hasta la 1 de la tarde. También estamos practicando la distancia social. Por favor, si ustedes vienen a la oficina, les agradecemos que tengan sus mascarillas protectoras y de igual manera, si ven que hay personas ya en el plantel, por favor mantengan la distancia de 6 pies entre una persona y otra. We continue practicing the social distance, and we ask you to please keep the social distance within 6 feet apart, and also please wear your protection mask. And if you need to call us, especially the A grade families, to request the transcripts of the students for the high school purpose, we can send you the form over the talking points or any communication system that we are using right now. And we will return the official transcript to you by email, or you can call the office and make an appointment to pick it up. Y si las familias necesitan, especialmente los estudiantes de octavo grado, solicitar sus transcripciones para la preparatoria, tenemos un formulario que deben llenar y se los vamos a hacer llegar a través de Talking Point, de la plataforma, y nosotros les devolveremos las transcripciones a través de su correo electrónico, o puede pasar a la oficina a recogerlo y podemos ayudarle podemos entregárselo si hace su cita previa para venir a recogerlo. Adicionalmente, hemos estado proporcionando el apoyo para las familias que necesitan recoger las computadoras, los que necesitan acceso al Internet, acceso a PowerSchool, etc. If you need to come to pick up a Chromebook or access to Internet or access to PowerSchool, we are in the office available for you to support in whatever need you might have. If you have any question or you have any concern, please feel free to contact us from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Si tiene alguna pregunta o necesita contactarnos a nosotros por cualquier razón, por favor hágalo por teléfono previamente de 8 de la mañana a 4 de la tarde. Y estamos para servirles. And we are here more than pleased to help and support. I'm going to look for Mr. Trejo now. I think the next person will be Dr. RH, and I will be interpreting from English to Spanish for Dr. RH.
Good morning, everyone. Ms. Isabel, could you click on my slide?
Ms. Isabel, you can stay there. Just move over when she asks you to move over.
Okay.
All right, good morning. I'm Dr. Maris Holden, Assistant Principal of Instruction. So today I'm going to talk about what distance learning looks like. I apologize for my darkness right now. I'm still trying to figure out my lighting. I'm by the window in my house. So distance learning.
Dr.
Yeah, go ahead.
Interrupting you, let me translate that part. Es la doctora Ramírez Holding, y ella va a estar explicándoles lo que representa o significa el aprendizaje a distancia. Disculpen por favor que su imagen está un poco oscura, está tratando todavía de ver cómo puede lograr que la luz permita ver la imagen de manera más clara.
So right now, teachers are having class sessions every day for about 30 to 60 minutes. So your students should be signing on for about 30 to 60 minutes to meet with their teachers live. On Mondays, specifically specialty classes will be happening, enrichment classes, and these are live classes. Core classes, it's more independent work on Mondays. Tuesday through Friday is where the 30 to 60 minutes they'll be meeting with their core teachers. And this is happening in either a Google Meet format or Zoom.
Ok, las sesiones de clase están ocurriendo todos los días y tienen una duración aproximada entre 30 y 60 minutos. Los días lunes, los estudiantes tienen sus clases electivas, son clases en vivo y ellos realizan además trabajo independiente. Estas reuniones tienen lugar a través de la aplicación de Google o a través de la aplicación de Zoom.
The main online platform where teachers are communicating to students is Google Classroom. So each student should have a Google Classroom they're tied to for their core classes. And this is where teachers are uploading assignments, their class session times, reminders, and their schedules.
La aplicación principal que los maestros están utilizando para presentar estas clases a los estudiantes es a través de la plataforma de Google Classroom o el salón de clase de Google, y a través de esa aplicación los estudiantes reciben sus tareas, reciben sus horarios de clase y el tiempo que deben durar sus sesiones.
Advisory check-ins are still happening. We want to make sure that we're also providing that space for peer-to-peer connection with their teachers and that social emotional learning as well. Specialty is offering enrichment opportunities throughout the week so they can still meet with their handwork teacher, games and movement, and college readiness. At this time, each grade level is doing different models of teaching because we're trying to figure out the best model. This is all very new to all of us. And so in each grade level, you'll see that each teacher has a different way. It's either small groups, all students at once. But right now we are trying to figure out the best model.
Las clases de asesoramiento o las reuniones de asesoramiento están de igual manera teniendo lugar y los maestros están ofreciéndole a los estudiantes oportunidades de enriquecimiento. En este momento todavía están tratando de determinar cuál es el modelo de enseñanza que va a tener o que está teniendo cada grado. Pero están tratando de determinar cómo va a ser el modelo que van a implementar, que sea el mejor para los estudiantes.
Next slide.
Give me a sec because Mr. Trejo took, and I can move it from here. See.
Thank you. Okay, so what are students doing? We are keeping our goal in mind is being student-centered, flexible, sustainable, and collaborative. Students are joining live class sessions. They're also watching lesson videos. They're journaling to make sense of the world around them right now. This is a great opportunity for our students to really reflect and think about what does it mean to live in our world right now. They're analyzing credible media and science, discussing themes of adversity and what it means to live in our world right now. They're sharing spaces to have connections with their peers and creating videos, slideshows, and documents to make their thinking visible. It's really important that we make our curriculum relevant to what's going on right now, and so that's what teachers are focused on.
Ok, con respecto a lo que está sucediendo en este momento, el modelo de enseñanza está concentrado o centrado en los alumnos de manera flexible, sostenible y de manera que puedan colaborar. Se están uniendo a sesiones de clase en vivo. También pueden ver videos de las lecciones que se les están impartiendo. Ellos pueden escribir un diario para darle sentido al mundo en el que estamos viviendo en este momento y en lo que nos rodea. También están llevando a cabo análisis de medios creíbles en ciencias. También están discutiendo temas relacionados con las adversidades que estamos enfrentando, y lo que significa vivir en un mundo como el que estamos viviendo en este momento. También pueden compartir espacio para tener comunicación y conexión con sus compañeros de clase. Están creando videos, haciendo presentaciones a través de diapositivas y documentos que puedan poner sus pensamientos de manera visible.
Thank you. Next we have Ms. Heron.
Miss Isabel, if you can move over to Miss Heron so that she and Caesar can go next. We're going to go a little out of order because Mr. Trejo, like usual, talked too much. And we'll go there, and then we'll have Celise and then Mr. Delgado.
Good morning, parents and community members. I'm Ms. Heron. I'm the Special Education Coordinator, Coordinadora de Educación Especial. My contact information is here.
Buenos días, soy la señora Gerón, coordinadora de educación especial. Mi información de contacto está en la pantalla, su dirección electrónica y su número de teléfono personal.
If you have any questions or concerns regarding your students with exceptionalities, then please feel free to email me or give me a call.
Si usted tiene alguna pregunta o alguna preocupación relacionada con su estudiante o sus necesidades especiales, por favor, siéntase en la libertad de comunicarse con la señora Gerón a través de su dirección electrónica o su número de teléfono.
So currently, our students with exceptionalities, we are supporting them through distance learning.
En el momento estamos proporcionando apoyo a nuestros estudiantes con necesidades especiales a través de la enseñanza a distancia.
Also supporting families regarding academic resources.
De igual manera, estamos proporcionando apoyo a las familias para que puedan conseguir recursos de apoyo académico.
And then I also support the special education staff in regards to how best to support our students, and also working in collaboration with the core teachers, the core grade level teachers.
En este momento estamos proporcionándole el apoyo al personal que está trabajando con los estudiantes de educación especial y de igual manera trabajando en colaboración con los proveedores de servicio que apoyan a nuestros estudiantes de educación especial.
We've also been working very hard to ensure that we're working with the service providers to continue the support that the students have been receiving regarding their additional services.
De igual manera, estamos trabajando arduamente con los proveedores de servicio a los estudiantes para asegurarnos que ellos puedan tener esos servicios que necesitan.
In the future, we're planning on hosting a distance learning parenting town hall meeting specifically for our students with parents for students with exceptionalities to
De igual
provide
manera,
additional support.
perdón. De igual manera, estamos trabajando en la planeación de llevar a cabo reuniones para los padres de estudiantes con necesidades especiales a través de, relacionadas con la educación a distancia a través de este mismo sistema que estamos llevando a cabo.
Please feel free to reach out to ask any questions if you have any concerns or any suggestions to best help us, help you support your students' learning.
Por favor, siéntanse en la libertad de comunicarse con nosotros si ustedes tienen alguna sugerencia, alguna duda, alguna pregunta, de manera que podamos proporcionarles el mejor apoyo posible a sus estudiantes con necesidades especiales.
So the next slide. So again, I'm not doing this alone. This is done with a team. And so I've listed the team members here. For 6th grade, it's Miss Miranda, the ed specialist, and Miss Navarro, our instructional assistant paraeducator.
Como dije anteriormente, yo no estoy llevando a cabo este trabajo sola, es un trabajo de equipo y he puesto una lista con los miembros de este equipo que están proporcionándole el apoyo a sus estudiantes. En el 6º grado, el equipo está conformado por la señorita Miranda, que es la maestra de educación especial, asistida por la señorita Navarro, que es la persona que le asiste en educación especial.
Miss Johnson, for 7th grade, it's Miss Johnson, the education specialist, and Miss Alexander and Mr. Escareno, who are the paraeducators.
En 7º grado, el equipo está conformado por la señora Johnson, que es la maestra de educación especial, apoyada por la señorita Alexander y el señor John Escareño, que son los paraeducadores del equipo.
And finally, in 8th grade is Mr. Hudson, the ed specialist, and Miss Camarena, the paraeducator.
Y en el 8º grado, el equipo está conformado por el señor Hudson, que es el maestro de educación especial, apoyado por la señorita Camarena, que es la asistente de educación especial.
If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out either by email or call.
Si tiene alguna pregunta o alguna preocupación, por favor, comuníquese con nosotros a través de la dirección electrónica o llamada telefónica.
And we do thank you for your continued collaboration through this distance learning.
Y le agradecemos a usted por su colaboración durante este tiempo de aprendizaje a distancia.
Now I'm going to hand it off to our counselor, Mr. Delgado.
Ahora voy a transferirlos a ustedes con nuestro consejero, el señor Delgado.
Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Delgado. the school counselor. Hola a todos, soy el señor Delgado, el consejero de la escuela. Ahorita que pongan mi página, voy a sobrepasar sobre unas cosas. If you can see there, that's my email, that's my contact. If you guys ever want to contact me, your students have it as well. They can just type in my name and they are able to do so. Como pueden ver, ese es mi correo electrónico. Si sus estudiantes me quieren contactar, ellos nomás tienen que poner mi nombre en su correo electrónico y me pueden comunicar. Could we go to the next slide, Ms. Isabel?
Sure.
No, that's not it. Could you go up a little bit? That's for the next one. So go to slide 21.
Okay.
Thank you. A few of the things that we're doing here in the counseling departments, we're still having counseling sessions daily. Recently, we had our specialty team. So Ms. Montoya, Mr. Scruggs, Ms. Matthews, and Ms. Sarah reach out to pretty much everybody in our students. There was a handful of students that we weren't able to do so. The reason why we did that was to kind of screen the students and see where they're at. And where their mental health is at. They reached out, talked to them, kind of seeing where they're at, and then they were screened them for me, let me know what's going on with some of the students of concern, and then reaching out to those. The other thing that they've been doing and we've been doing here at the school is creating more social activities for them to support their social, emotional, and their mental health. And that's kind of the turn that the specialty team is taking to the things that they're going to be doing within the specialty team department. They have taken a turn so the students can be best supported. For example, in art, they're going to be doing more of the, they're going to be doing more of painting and expressing themselves through feelings. In college readiness, they're going to be doing awareness of COVID and just things that they're interested in learning that could kind of keep their mind off strictly just academics and what's going on at home. And could you go up one, Mr. Trejo? Perfect. And also collaborating with our agencies that we are already doing so. So our therapists, our mentors, and our grid support, some of our students had these supports, and now what we're doing is collaborating with them so they can continue to support them. This is on you to everybody, and we do want all hands on deck, so that's what they've been doing. Hola a todos. So, unas cosas de que estamos haciendo en consejería es todavía los estudiantes que tenían consejería la están teniendo. Creamos una forma hace poco para agarrar datos sobre qué es lo que está pasando con los estudiantes en la casa. Las maestras y maestros de especialidades como Ms. Montoya, Mr. Scruggs, Ms. Sarah y Ms. Matthews le llamó a casi a todos los estudiantes para averiguar cómo están, si hay una preocupación de salud mental y tratar de decirme si hay algo que está pasando y de ahí tratar de apoyarlos. También ellos están haciendo unas actividades en sus clases que va a ser con el enfocado para darles el apoyo de salud mental. Por ejemplo, en juegos y movimientos van a estar haciendo ejercicio para que se sigan moviendo, para que no solamente estén en la casa adentro, o si quieren hacer ejercicio adentro es lo que pueden hacer. En la clase de College Readiness están haciendo awareness, que sería como informando a los estudiantes sobre qué es lo que está pasando para que tengan todos los datos que son correctos. Y también en la clase de pintando, están pintando sobre expresándose con sus sentimientos. So asegúrense de que sus estudiantes estén en esos. Sí están por grado, estamos tratando de dárselos a todos los estudiantes, pero por ahorita asegúrense de que estén en eso. Could you go to the next slide, Mr. Trejo? Perfect. One thing I wanted to go over is this whole situation with what's going on and having to be isolated at home. It's a setup pretty much for depression. It's the steps as far as what everybody needs. It is an equation to kind of lead to depression, and we want to prevent that from happening. Otherwise, when all this is over, we're going to have a big handful of students that are going to be struggling with their mental health. And we want to try to do things a little bit different or try not to just ignore it, because staying at home is definitely a problem. Not being able to do anything, staying in Sunday clothes all week, looking at the ceiling the whole day. That's a whole setup for depression and just struggling right now. This is different. This is a lot of unknowns, and we want to prevent some of those things from happening. Same thing with anxiety. There's a lot of unknowns right now. We don't know what tomorrow looks like. We don't know what next month look like? That creates a lot of anxiety for parents, for students, even for staff as well. So we want to kind of give the control back to the students and remind them what they're in control of. And then also it'll be a good idea to monitor some of the media that they're watching. A lot of that information isn't accurate. Some of it is, however, it'll be good if you monitor it. That way your student knows what's accurate and what's not, and what's in their control. There is a lot of, even from me speaking with students in counseling, a lot of the students are struggling with this whole situation, staying at home and being in the same space with everybody that they weren't used to, and just seeing the same people on a daily basis. Irritable behaviors are going to follow. And we want to give the students some space, give them their own space, no matter where it could be, whether it's in the room, backyard, and if they share with somebody, just make sure that at times we give them their own space to kind of process their feelings on their own. And if you notice something, let somebody from school know, and we'll try to support with that. It's also easy to develop bad habits at this time, simply because we could get into the habits of waking up a little bit late, or not engaging with other people, not socializing with some of their peers. And we want to prevent those from happening because ultimately all this could potentially lead to mental health struggles and a big disaster when we are able to come back. Some of these also are going to impact your students when they go to high school, when they go to the next grade level. Like, we want to prevent like high school dropouts or disengagement in schools. I'm pretty sure you guys are aware we have been demanding a lot from our students. We have been supporting them as much as possible and still providing a quality education. But we want to make sure that we prevent a lot of these things from happening. And the best way to do so, I'll go over it in the next slide. I'm going to translate in Spanish now. So, una de las cosas que tenemos preocupaciones es los estudiantes, todo el sistema que está pasando ahorita acerca de qué es lo que está pasando, qué es lo que podemos hacer, es un poco difícil, porque todo esto es muy fácil para que alguien se meta en depresión, ansiedad, comportamientos de que estén enojados constantemente y desarrollos malos y hábitos malos que no tienen que estar adentro de eso, que sería no platicar con nadie, estar en la cama todo el día o estar en su ropa todo el día con lo que duermen todo el día el domingo. So, queremos tratar de prevenir eso. También sobre la depresión, no están platicando con nadie, están quedándose en la casa, no pueden hacer las cosas que quieren hacer y no sabemos cuándo las podemos hacer. Esto es muy fácil para que estudiantes se metan en depresión y queremos tratar de prevenir esas cosas. Acerca de ansiedad, hay muchas cosas ahorita que están pasando que no sabemos cómo se va a ver mañana, no sabemos cómo se va a ver el próximo mes. Hay muchas cosas que no sabemos. Lo que queremos hacer es asegurar de que miremos la tele sobre lo que están mirando los estudiantes, porque mucho del tiempo la información que tienen no siempre es correcta. Eso es muy importante que ustedes sepan qué es lo que está pasando y qué es lo que están mirando, porque queremos tratar de prevenir un poco de esa ansiedad antes de que lleguemos a un momento de que sea muy difícil para hacerlo y tenemos dificultades con su salud mental. También hábitos malos, es muy fácil que hagamos lo que tengamos ahorita, estando en la cama todo el día, no platicando con nadie, y cuando uno se acostumbra a eso, es muy difícil salir de eso. So, cuando regresemos a la vida normal, va a ser muy difícil para ese grupo de estudiantes y para ese grupo de adultos también. So, queremos tratar de prevenir esas cosas, y en la siguiente página les voy a explicar un poco de eso. Y la última cosa que queremos prevenir sería los estudiantes batallando cuando entren a la preparatoria o al siguiente nivel de su educación, porque es muy fácil sobre todo esto, ya cuando regresemos no estén enfocados en la educación y sea muy difícil. So, queremos tratar de prevenir todo eso. Mr. Trejo, would you be able to go to the next slide? As far as things that we want to do for depression is prevent bad habits, have structured days, meaning they wake up at a certain time, Monday to Friday. Have a schedule where they wake up, where they groom themselves, brush their teeth, and they feel good about themselves, because we want to increase your self-esteem. It's very easy to not feel good about yourself when you're on Sunday clothes every day and you're just like not taking care of yourself. So as a parent, please make sure that you do that with your student and you make it a requirement. Some parents have even gone to as far as Monday to Friday, you are wearing your uniform. And that way they feel like they kind of left and they feel like they're in school. They feel more engaged. So feel free to do stuff like that and promote creative activities. As far as anxiety, make sure your students are aware are aware, rationalize, and we want to reduce some of the social anxiety from the future. So what we want to do is make sure that your students are still interacting with other people outside of your home. Not physically, but we have Google Hangouts, they have phone numbers, if they have social media, make sure they're interacting with them on a personal level, not just liking or commenting on a picture, more like having a conversation or having this type of virtual meeting with one of their friends. That way, when the time comes to go back, they're not, their skills as far as socializing might not have been the best developed as if they were in school or if they were seeing other people, but we want to increase it as much as possible. And irritable behavior, allow space, create a structured schedule so they'll know what's going to happen. So, for example, if you guys take a walk every day at 3 o'clock, make sure they know that this is what's going to end up happening, and that will reduce some of the unknowns, some of that anxiety, and also some of the irritable behavior. Acerca de depresión, queremos prevenir hábitos malos, queremos estructura en la casa, que sean actividades creativas y queremos levantar el autismo. Lo que quiero decir con eso es, asegúrense que a cierto tiempo se levanten, de lunes a viernes, se arreglen, se laven los dientes y se cambien para que se sientan bien de ellos mismos, porque cuando uno está en su ropa, por decir, el domingo y no se está cuidando, es muy fácil que alguien se meta en depresión y no les guste cómo se estén mirando. Acerca de ansiedad, queremos que miren la tele, relacionen con ellos qué es lo que es verdad y qué es lo que no, y también muy importante que ellos platiquen con otras personas afuera de la casa, no físicamente, pero pueden mandar textos en redes sociales o así como lo estamos haciendo ahorita. Ellos saben cómo hacer eso y si no, pueden preguntar, pero la mayoría de ellos saben cómo hacer eso si se están metiendo en clases. Queriendo un comment en Instagram o un mensaje chico no es una conversación, que tengan algo similar a lo que estamos haciendo ahorita. Y teniendo estructura también va a ayudar con ellos estando enojados o irritables, porque van a saber qué es lo que va a pasar. Por ejemplo, si a las 3 van a ir a caminar todos los días, a las 3 van a ir a caminar todos los días y ellos saben que a las 3 es lo que van a hacer, a comparado si les dicen a las 2:30, levántate, vamos a ir a caminar, a lo mejor van a estar un poco irritados. Last thing I wanted to say is, parents, I don't know if this information is valuable to you guys. I hope it is. If it is, please make sure that you ask questions. You ask us to do more of this, comment and let us know, like, this works, please tell us more. And that way we could focus our energy on this stuff. And if not, let us know what are things that you do want to hear. La última cosa que quería decir, padres, es pongan comentarios, háganos preguntas si esta información es importante para ustedes, para tratar de seguir haciendo estas cosas, y si no, para tratar de cambiar lo que estamos haciendo para darles la información que gustan. Y ahora, para terminar, le voy a dar la cámara al señor Dave Trejo para que termine la conversación.
Les agradezco el tiempo. Ya hemos, yo pensaba que íbamos a acabar esto en media hora y ya nos tardamos una hora platicando, y parte de esos es la planificación y viendo que pues con la traducción se tarda todo un poco más, pero también es nuestra primera junta virtual. Queremos abrirle para preguntas. Hay un botón que se dice Raise Hand y ahí pueden hacer preguntas o los pueden escribir en donde dice chat y le vamos a contestar cualquier pregunta. We wanted to open up for questions. I know that originally I thought we would be done with our portion within like 25-30 minutes, but clearly I talk too much. And so we're going to have to restructure that because we didn't get to hear from Dean Royal or Mr. Kendrick Jones, but Dean Royal is on the line and she's been leading the efforts to reach out to students that have been struggling to get online, to ensure that if there's obstacles we can remove, we're removing them, and helping support parents motivate students. And she's also coming up with incentives to reward and provide incentives for those students that are rocking it every day. And Mr. Kendrick Jones has been working on enrollment, recruitment for the next year, and is just gathering resources for the entire community. So if you have resources that we have not pushed out in our Eagle Bulletin or a video or talking points, send them over to him. Does anyone have questions? If you raise your hand and you click the button, we'll unmute you, or you can type it into the chat box and we'll see that. There was one question on YouTube about whether or not we're still passing out computers. We are, by appointment. So please call if your child needs a device. I see one hand raised, and I'm going to unmute Ms. Colleen Espinoza. Si puede platicar, Ms. Colleen Espinoza, ya está permitida.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, so my son's going to be coming there for 6th grade. How is that going to work now? The enrollment forms and stuff like that.
That's a really good question. The fastest way to do everything is in person. So we're trying to figure that out. Our first iteration of a document that we were going to send out was like a 40-page Google form, and that just didn't work. We tried it ourselves, and by like slide 12, we were like, I don't want to go to school anymore.
Yeah.
So we are working on streamlining that now. And my office manager that you saw, our office manager, Miss Isabel, is on a call at 10 o'clock with all the 3 office managers from our 3 schools to get on the same page for that.
Okay. My last question is, he has an IEP. How does that work now? Will I be talking to the person that's in charge of the IEP?
So Ms. Elise Heron, who's on here waving now, will be reaching out to you as soon as you indicate on the enrollment forms that your child has an IEP.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you guys. This is really awesome. I like this whole setup you guys have going on here.
Thank you so much. Le voy a traducir las preguntas. Las preguntas fue al lado de los alumnos nuevos para el próximo año, de cómo vamos a poder inscribir los alumnos, y andamos tratando de asegurarnos que lo vamos a poder hacer en manera virtual, que sea fácil para ustedes, porque previamente siempre lo hemos hecho en persona, pero los gerentes de oficina tienen junta hoy para determinar cómo lo vamos a hacer, y ya les vamos a comunicar. Entonces, si tienen vecinos o alumnos en grados que están más jóvenes, que van a entrar para el próximo año, comunicación les va a llegar bien pronto. Y también hizo una pregunta al lado de la educación especial. Si su hijo tiene un IEP, va a ser alumno nuevo, Miss Heron, Miss Celis, que anda dando la mano, va a poder comunicarse con ustedes, con que ustedes indiquen que su hijo o hija tiene un IEP. Ahora voy a permitir a alguien que tiene un Galaxy para platicar. Go for it. If you have a Galaxy, you're on your phone and you raise your hand, you are unmuted. Go for it.
Ok, mi pregunta era la misma. Quería saber cómo era que íbamos a escribir a los alumnos nuevos y también porque mi hija tiene un IP.
Ok, perfecto. Entonces, 2 cosas. Se va a comunicar la oficina de nosotros con usted virtualmente y vamos a ver cómo es la manera más fácil, pero andamos planeando como equipo de escuelas para hacer eso, y me imagino que vamos a tener comunicación para ustedes esta próxima semana. Y Ms. Heron, que andaba dando su mano previamente, es la que está encargada de todo lo que se pertenece al IEP. Y ella sí es una maravilla y sabe mucho y va a poder apoyar demasiado.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Gracias. The questions were actually the same. The parent has a new student and the student has an IEP, so we communicated the same. Medina, I'm going to unmute you. Medina, ¿puede platicar?
Good morning. My question is, will there be an adjustment in the schedule? Because for 8th grade, most of their live classes start about 10:30, but you guys are adding specialties in. So how will that impact their current schedule? And
Go for it. I'm sorry. You can finish your question.
And will Ms. Matthews be doing Green Ambassadors and history?
That's a really good question. We're going to get a little more into Ms. Matthews' role in the 8th grade meeting, which I hope you can attend because we didn't want to get too into the weeds in that. Ms. Matthews will not be doing GA because Ms. Bradford went on leave. And so Ms. Matthews has a social science credential and she'll be covering that class. And what we didn't want to do was try to give the students too many new classes that they felt overwhelmed, like they never had any time to breathe. So we're focusing on a required 1 specialty per grade level. And then let's say your student is in 8th grade, they'll get access to college readiness with new content that is relevant, that we feel is relevant to them at this given point in their life. But if they really want to do handwork or games and movement, there will be optional activities throughout the week that begin to get introduced next week. And so if they feel like they want to do it, they can do it, but they won't be so overwhelmed that it'll be required.
Okay, thank you.
La pregunta fue al lado de los horarios, y ya que andamos agregando las clases electivas, si vamos a poder cambiar el horario de los alumnos mucho, y si la maestra Ms. Matthews va a dar clase de la clase del ambiente, igual que la clase de historia. Vamos a tener más información para los padres de grado octavo en la junta de grado octavo a las 10:30 y a las 4. Pero la maestra de historia, Miss Bradford, no está trabajando, anda tomando un descanso ahorita para andar con su familia. Y durante este tiempo, Miss Matthews es la maestra con credencial y solo para las clases selectivas no lo quisimos dar a los alumnos demasiadas clases, entonces tienen una que es requisito por nivel de grado, pero van a tener opciones en los otros días. Digamos, si su alumno es de grado 6, ahorita solo tienen la clase electiva de arte, pero si quieren la clase de educación física o la clase de Empower Her con Miss Montoya, la próxima semana van a tener clases opcionales para los que quieren. No va a ser requisito para darles tanto estrés. Solo le vamos a agregar una clase requisito que no es académica. I'm going to allow Mónica. Señora Osegueda, puede platicar. A ver. Por favor. Miss Osegueda, ¿tiene pregunta? You have a question, Miss Osegueda? Well, I saw a hand go up, but I don't see, I'm not hearing anything. I have you unmuted if you want to just keep talking. Okay, I think that is it for now. I want to thank everyone that attended our first meeting. We certainly have a lot to learn from, especially timing wise, but it was really nice to be able to send this out and be able to communicate to folks. Ok, les voy a agradecer su tiempo. Ojalá esto fue útil para ustedes. Si tienen algún comentario, me lo mandan por correo electrónico, por mensaje talking points o por mensaje texto. Y le agradecemos su tiempo. Thank you to everyone that made the time. At 10:30, we will have a 8th grade parent meeting. And if you are really missing us and want to see how much better we get at this throughout one day, come back at 5. Thank you, everyone.